Hey, you guys, it's Rachel here with Senza Tempo Cane Corso. What? What's up, Savannah? He's got the what face? Dookie? Dookie face? How does he have a dookie face? Oh, he rolled in dookie? Ew, is it bird dookie? Oh no, it's awful. You might want to, apparently preacher rolled in dookie. Hi, Panda, hello. So this is my new girl, Panda. Panda. I've got her out here with Daisy. Daisy's not happy about it, and she's really not happy with me having a new little baby, but it is what it is. Daisy. She's like, I don't need you. I'm not gonna come to you. Hey, Panda. So so this is my new girl, Daisy, or not Daisy, Pocket. Got my they're pocket bullies. So I got Panda. Panda! We just got her yesterday. Haha, Panda, what you doing? What you doing? Sweet baby girl. Sweetness. Daisy's acting like she don't need me. Daisy! Daisy! What are you doing? Come here. Daisy! Come here! Come here! What you doing, Daisy? What are you doing, Daisy? Oh, watch out now. Okay. Hello, sweetness. What you doing? What you doing, sweetness? What you doing, sweetness? Oh. What you doing? Oh. Yeah, I picked up Panda yesterday. Hey, Panda girl, it's a funny girl. She's so funny. They're so cute. It's such a great breed. I think it's so funny that I feel the way that I do about them when I was so anti-bully. But I will say I didn't really know about all the developments in the breed. I always knew about the XLs, and I knew about the really tiny ones, like the extreme ones, but what I didn't know about were the pockets, which are, in my opinion, just the Goldilocks zone. They're like the perfect, I just love them. They're fantastic. Fantastic breed. Oh, good. You're wiping the poop off? Preacher. I do have bad news, though. Heartbreaking news. It's taken me a couple days to deal with it, and so that's why I didn't immediately update you guys. But as you guys know, I had an appointment for Zlatan last Thursday to have his hips and elbows checked because he had been limping, and he has a form of elbow dysplasia that is not like genetic in the sense of like he's just got like bad elbows, which is why I haven't seen it a lot, or really ever. I've never seen it. And even the vet said she had never seen it before. She said that she's seen it like on one elbow. She's never seen it in both elbows. But ultimately, what the type of elbow dysplasia that he has is it's seen in male dogs, and specifically rapidly growing male dogs, very big, rapidly growing dogs. And it's exactly what he is. He's 7 months old, 106 pounds. He's just a giant of a dog. He's got massive bone. And what ends up happening is that the bones, can you be quiet, please, hen? Hey, I gotta get onto her. Hold on. This hen is gonna get everybody riled up. Psh, quit making everybody loud. Go, hen. Be quiet. Really? Thank you, Rooster, for hushing her up. So, anyway, it's basically because he's so big, the bones are soft, and it causes a separation of a bone in the elbow that is supposed to be fused. And and so it's more environmental in the sense of like, they're not born with it. It happens. There's like way too much pressure on those soft bones. But on the flip side, the reason why it's to be avoided is because ultimately you are like, whatever gene it is in that dog that is causing him to grow so fast is the problem. The rapid growth is a problem. And I've fed him really great food. He's not been on anything high calcium, high protein, anything like that. It's kind of a freak of nature. And unfortunately, one of the things that my mentor had told me years ago, because there's this really beautiful dog in Preacher's bloodlines, not in his actual bloodlines, like he came from the same bloodlines, but he wasn't being bred. And he was like 150 pounds and he was a really pretty dog. And I was like, they had neutered him. And I was like, why is that dog neutered? Like, why would they have done that? And he goes, Rachel, he goes, you will find that these really crazy extra large dogs, he goes, more often than not, there's something wrong with them. And he just said that it happens. And even my other mentor in Europe was like, with these really big dogs, he goes, honestly, some of it is just luck. And so unfortunately, I did not get lucky with him. It sucks, but it is what it is. I have to make the right decision. So I am going to put him in a pet home, which really breaks my heart. But I don't know. Many of you who've been watching for a while, that I've tried to get another breed. I tried with the bulldogs. I tried, or with the English bulldog, English bull terrier. Sorry, my brain fart. I tried with the dachshund, long-haired dachshund, and ultimately, those breeds just weren't fit for our home. But these guys are fantastic. And these guys don't have the issues. The health problems that are in these breeds are much easier to identify and avoid. They don't have the structural stuff. I mean, they can have structural issues, but there's a reason that people don't hip test smaller breeds. I will say there are these like weird people that are really propagating in all breed communities that are like, everything needs to be health tested. But the reality of the situation is that hip dysplasia has always been a large breed problem. And that's because even if you have a dog that is smaller, that has those kinds of issues, you usually will never know because there's not enough pressure put on the skeletal system to cause a problem. So the health testing that goes into these dogs is different. You typically are going to you're going to do your genetic health testing because there can be genetic stuff. You're going to obviously do your visual. So you don't want to breed dogs that have like skin issues, things like that. But ultimately, it's easy. These dogs are easier to breed. They come in a lot of different colors. There's a lot of fun things that go into it that are just, the Corso is a labor of love. It's a preservation journey as far as preserving this breed for the future. And I've needed something like that. It's kind of like if you were raising cattle for slaughter, but you don't want to get attached to them. You want to make it easier. So you have to have something else to love on so that you can do that. At least that's how it is for me. And for me, with my Corso, it's like in order for me to not, because like I'm not gonna lie, I almost wanted to quit breeding Corso after what happened with Zlatan. I'm not gonna lie, especially after I had just gone through it with Kubrick. I was really pissed off, and because it's not like this is they're completely different lines. You know what I mean? Kubrick was an import. His mother was imported. Father is still in Europe. Completely different lines than what I just experienced with Zlatan, and different issues too. And so it's very frustrating, especially whenever it's like really doesn't happen to my clients. It typically is something that I'm going through, although I think I am being a little dramatic in the sense of like in 10 years I've only produced one dog now with the issue. The other one was imported. So, I mean, I don't know. Either way, I was very emotional about it. And I was talking with my mentor, and he was like, it happens, Rachel, like you just got to move on. And I was like, you don't understand. Like this dog was a pet. And he was like, Rachel, no pets in breeding, no pets. And he like emphasized no pets. And that's hard for me because I love my dogs and I breed because I love them. And I love having, look at the structure. I love having pets. And it's extremely hard for me to maintain emotional distance from my dogs that is necessary for me to not get hurt by this. So what I will say is that what I am going to start doing is I'm not going to bond with my dogs until, like, I mean, I'm going to bond with them, but I'm not going to fully allow myself to like really love them and, you know, the way that like I love to love my dogs until after 4 months. I talked with my vet and she said that any of the things that I'm experiencing, so you can see if a dog is going to have really bad hips at 4 months, and you can see if a dog is going to have elbow dysplasia at 4 months. So I'm going to go ahead and get my preliminaries. As you guys know, I was waiting until closer to a year, sometimes 6 months old. I checked earlier with him because he was already symptomatic. But in general, the idea is, for me, is to wait until, Daisy, shh, quit, is to wait until that time. And then I'll really start to like, you know, bond with them and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm still going to pick them up and love on them and hold them. You know how I am. But I'm not going to really allow myself to fully and unconditionally, you know, love my dogs the way that I love to, until I know I have to guard my heart a little bit. And it's not about them, it's about me. Because if I'm going to be able to keep doing this, I have to protect my emotions from getting burnt out. And that's really what this comes down to, is if you're not careful, you'll burn out, especially when you care a lot about your dogs like I do. And so these bullies are like my outlet. This is something that is not, you know, it's there's not the same pressure, there's not the same risk. They're more fun, in the sense of like there's more colors that you can work with, and it's more recreational breeding. You know what I mean? And then when you're dealing with a breed like the Corso that was almost extinct, you're dealing with, you know, it's preservation, and you have to, it's like work. It's a labor of love. You have to do what you have to do. You have to work really hard to keep the breed healthy. And there's a lot of risk because it's a giant breed. And that's what I was telling him. He's like, Rachel, this is just breeding. And I was like, no, it's not. I was so mad. He was so patient with me. And I was like, no, it's not. I was like, I used to breed pit bulls and I didn't ever deal with these problems. And he was like, Rachel, he's like, this is a giant breed, you know, a giant breed. Like, it's not the same. And he's right. It's not the same. And I'm glad he said that, because I needed to hear that it's not the same. And so anyway, so I love these bullies. Like I said, we're calling ours Faruja Bulldogs for those that don't know. We'll still register. Oh, wow. There's a bird up there. See that bird? Can you see it? Probably not. It's right up there. You good boy, Preacher. You watch him. You watch him, Preacher. You never know. You never know. Where's it at? Do you see it? You good boy, Preacher. You never know. You never know. 8 years old, and look at him. Still working. Look, there it is. Preacher, you see him? You better skeet him, Preacher. You never know. Oh, you never know, Preacher. You're a good boy. You watch him. You're a good dog. Ooh, the good dog. Ooh, the good dog. You never know, Preacher. You see him? You see him, Preacher. He's up there. You're a good boy. You never know. You gotta watch him. You gotta watch him, big man. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. It's up there. See it right there? Up there. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Yep. He's a good dog. You never know. You're a good man. You're a good man. Did you get boy? Did you get that bird? You got him. You made him go. You did. You made him go. Yeah, you're a good boy. You're a good man. What I will say is that, and this is one thing I thought of, because as a Christian, it's very much in my nature to want to think about things in in a biblical perspective. You know, God does things for us and whatnot. But I had to remind myself, or maybe this was God talking to me yesterday, but I got this message, and it was, you know, it rains on the just and the unjust alike. And just because bad things happen doesn't necessarily mean that you deserve it, doesn't mean that you did something wrong, may not mean anything, you know. It just is that way, you know. It rains on the just and the unjust alike. Daisy! No! Yeah, I've been getting on to her. She's been trying to push her weight around with her. Let me get you, Daisy. Let me get you, Daisy. Let me get you, Daisy. She's doing good, though. What I like about these dogs is even though they can be feisty, just like the Corso, you can call them off like the Corso. They're not like pit bulls in the sense of like when they snap, and there's really no getting through to them. These guys, you can get through to them, which I like. So anyway, but yeah, that's, like I said, the beautiful thing is that, and I will admit this, like I really love huge dogs, like the biggest, right? I wouldn't ever breed anything in to get size artificially, but you know, I love the idea of getting to keep a huge giant male Corso. And I don't avoid the biggest male in the litter just because he's the biggest male in the litter. But having said that, you guys know I've been sizing up my kennel lately, and that's probably a big part of why I have started to see more issues lately, because the truth is a lot of those health issues, the bigger the dog, the more likely you're going to start to see issues. Hey, Panda, what you doing, sweetness? What you doing, sweetness? You're so sweet, and I love you so much. Oh, I love you so much. Boo, 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 boo. Good girl. Look how respectful she is. Look how respectful. Daisy would have ran in there and tried to grab it, just not even a care in the world. But so anyway, so the cool thing is that I have some super giant puppies in there for me to look at. So I've got a really crazy sized male out of Ibiza, and who did I put her to? Anakin. And then crazy enough, Asia produced a really big male, huge male, we call him Baby Man, out of Don Juan, and he looks just like Kubrick in the head, but better, just, you know, better, which is wild. So, you know, I've had things happen, and then but I have new things coming up, and what I'm going to do is, in the meantime, I'm just going to keep back every pick of the litter male. I'm going to raise them all up, let them get to 4 months old, test them all, and then I'll make my selections at that time. So I'm going to switch up my strategy a little bit more so that I can protect my heart and not lose out on the possibility of keeping back good males, just because I'm only keeping back like the best of the best. So basically I'm keeping the best male out of every litter so long as he's not horrible, and then whatever happens. And we'll just kind of go from there, and I'll keep you guys updated as we go. But in the meantime, to protect my heart, I'm not going to be really going out of my way to spoil and bond with. Because I have this need in me to nurture. I love to take care of things. I love to nurture things. I love to love things. And so in order to pacify that side of myself, Daisy, I've got these bullies, and I just, they're my outlet to spoil and love and coddle and all that kind of stuff. And so I'll keep my hands off my big Corso males until I get them tested at 4 months, and at that point, then I'll introduce them. Not that I won't introduce the other ones before then, but I'm going to be very careful not to like really advertise a male like I did with Zlatan before I know that everything is good, because for me, Daisy, get your butt back over here now. Come on. Good girl. Yes. Panda. Good girl. Come on, Daisy. Good girl. babies. They're my babies. They're my babies. So anyway, so cute. So anyway, that's just what I'm going to do. I just have to switch things up a little bit to protect my heart, because I was legitimately ready to just quit with the Corso. And I shouldn't be, because people have went through a lot worse than me. There have been Corso kennels that have been around for a long time that have had to completely change their kennel, like get rid of everything they had, and restart their kennel. You know what I mean? So I'm being like, it's like tough, but you know what? Life is tough, and this is part of being a good breeder. And I sat in the vet room, and my vet is really nice, and I cried, and she hugged me, and she's like, look, this is, you're a great breeder, and this is why. It's what makes you a great breeder, and so many people aren't willing to do this, and so many people would breed them anyway, and it doesn't make it easier, but it is so hard, and I wish that people understood how difficult it is, and maybe we might get some more respect for what we do, because... Hey, baby girl. Because so many people don't realize how hard it is. You go to work and you do your little 8 hours, and you might have to deal with a crappy customer one day, but you don't have your heart ripped out of your chest, once every 6 months. You know what I mean? So, you don't deal with life and death all the time. I mean, some people do, obviously. But what I'm saying is that a lot of the people that make those kinds of judgments, they work very cush office jobs. They don't deal with the pressure and the stress and the heartache that we do. And I wish that there was more respect for what breeders go through, good breeders go through. So anyway, enough of that. I got to go. I've got a dentist appointment. So I'm going to talk to y'all later. Bye.